Hey guys, welcome back. I've got Dave again here. He's got a question that a lot of viewers have been wondering about.
So I've had a few questions on my channel, and I've seen it a whole bunch on your channel as well. A lot of the chainsaws that we talk about and work on are pro level chainsaws, like the 026, the 441, the the 261 that we did the video on there.
Yes.
And the question that keeps coming up is, do I need a pro level chainsaw for my home?
Are you talking about just a regular homeowner, Dave?
So a regular homeowner, maybe they have an acre or two and there's, some brush and some trees, but, you're not using it on a daily basis. You're not using it for work. So do I need to spend twice the amount of money to buy, the 261 or, the 441 or the 362 or the big chainsaws? Okay.
One question I'm going to ask first before I answer is, when you're talking about a regular homeowner,
right,
that lives out in the country,
right,
that burns wood, how many cords of wood would they be cutting per year?
Well, and that's what I mean, right? Like, is it for regular use, for just for some brush around the house, or are we cutting firewood for the winter?
Okay, so you're talking more like a homeowner that is just using the chainsaw around the farm,
right,
around the yard, but they're not cutting their firewood with, right?
Right.
Okay, Dave, so let's say your homeowner, at the most, you're cutting a cord of wood.
Okay. Yeah.
You don't need a pro saw.
Okay.
So any pro saw will have like a metal case. Okay. These are all plastic cases here.
Okay, so what do we have here?
I'm showing you MS180.
Okay, so that is on the smaller end of the Stihl chainsaw spectrum.
So you know what, Dave, I'll put the MS170. So MS170.
Right.
This is the smallest Stihl saw.
Okay.
MS180, one step above that.
Not that much bigger.
No, a few cc's, but a few more options, easy start, toolless adjuster, all that stuff.
Right.
And the other saw here, Dave, is a 291. Now, there are a few saws between the 170 and the 291.
That's much bigger, right, on the far end?
Yeah, so there's like a 270 or 271 and a 210 or 211.
230 as well, maybe?
Yeah, 250, 230.
Yep.
Okay, so, yeah, you don't need a pro saw for the homeowner if you're just cutting brush, trimming trees around your house every year, cutting dead trees that fell maybe. Most of the time, people are good with just the 170.
Maybe it takes a little bit longer, but
for like $200, $209.99 here right now.
Right.
This one's like $329, I think, or something like that. This one here, if you can find one, right now we're having some shortages in 2021. But last year or the year before, this was on for like $499.
Wow.
And this saw
That's a lot of saw for that much money, isn't it?
This saw here will do everything you need as a homeowner, and you can even cut like several cords of wood with this one per year.
Right.
It's not a pro saw. Okay.
There was a term. You told me a term. It's not consumer, it's not pro, but it's prosumer.
Yeah, prosumer. So in between,
right?
Like Husqvarna, I think they call theirs like Rancher.
Oh, okay.
Farm Boss.
Stihl Farm Boss.
Stihl Farm Boss.
Okay.
So I think what they meant by that was more like in between the pro and the low level user.
Right.
But if you go to the dealer, for an example, this is a 291.
Right.
Okay. If you buy like a 261,
right,
you're going to pay more money.
Right.
Okay.
So the 261 is the pro saw.
It is.
Okay.
It is.
So that'd be the comparable version of the prosumer level?
Very close. Yeah, very close.
Yep.
But if you're only going to use it a few times a year, just buy the 291. This is the saw that I recommend a lot to people.
Okay.
The MS170, I would say, is what I recommend the most, I think.
Okay.
Either buy a 170 or a cordless chainsaw or something like that. But yeah, so if you're somebody that's looking for a chainsaw, you're not sure what's going on, should I buy the lower level saw? Should I buy the pro saw? Don't fuss about it. Just go in. Say you want the in-between, either like 291, 271, 391.
Right.
and that'll do.
Right, and so just because it's a pro level saw doesn't mean everybody has to have one. These are still well-made chainsaws.
They are, yeah, they are.
Still,
I mean, they're not as well made as a pro saw.
Sure, but I mean, unless you're doing it for your livelihood, or unless it's something that you're doing a few hours a week, then maybe you don't need it, right?
So I do have customers that are just homeowners. They will go and buy a pro saw because they want a better saw,
right?
Even though they didn't have to. Okay?
Right.
So if somebody's on a budget, they don't want to spend more than they have to. Just go to a Stihl dealer,
right,
where the person working in the sales knows their stuff.
Okay.
That's very important.
Right.
If you get somebody that knows their stuff, they're going to line you up with the proper chainsaw.
For your application.
Yeah, because I've had customers come back here with saws they bought. They had ended up buying like a 170 or 180, but they told me they cut like 10 cords of wood a year with it.
Not applicable.
Yeah, I said you're a little underpowered, so
right.
It's very important that you talk to somebody who knows what they're talking about at the dealers.
Right.
And don't be in a rush to buy a saw. Do some research.
Right.
I mean, it's only a few clicks away on Google or YouTube. And if you watch this video, hopefully this gives you a good idea of what to look for.
Right. And if anybody wants to comment, we'll keep an eye on the comments and make a recommendation.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And the best thing I can recommend, Dave, to anybody watching, if you buy a new chainsaw, do the maintenance on it.
Right.
Clean it up when you're done using it. And what I mean by that is just basically take the covers off, air blow it out.
Right.
Okay. Grease the sprocket drum bearing.
Yes.
That's super critical to do that.
Do you have a video on that?
I do. I do have videos where I do that. If I have the links, I'll put them in the description.
Okay.
But the main thing is do the maintenance on your saws, and even if it's a prosumer saw, middle of the road saw, it's going to last you a long time.
Keep that chain sharp.
Keep the chain sharp. Don't run it with a dull chain. And it's going to last a long time, guys.
Awesome.
So I hope that answered all your questions, Dave. You know, and you come across people too, and you can give them that tip.
Yeah, not everybody needs to go buy the 260
no,
or the 362 or...
No, you don't have to, because it's a substantial price increase.
Almost double, some of them.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And in some cases it's warranted to get the pro one, but for the regular homeowner out there, you don't need to buy a pro saw. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Anything or any subject you want us to talk about, please comment below the video. Thanks for watching and have a great day.